Hello, fellow audience, I'm Ring Snail, and this is a deck profile of my dank, or I should say, Dark Magicians. Now, I don't have much time to show you this profile because the Illuminati is on me, and I would like to eat some Doritos and drink some Mountain Dew before they catch me. So, for this profile, I play 3 Dank Magicians. This artwork is not mine, just found it online. 1 Meme Lord, 1 Spell Caster, and 1 Quickscoper. You want to play 3. 2 is okay. I just don't think you can get away with playing 2. The problem is seeing 3 in your hand is just kind of dead, and sometimes it can be really hard to get out of those situations. There are ways around it, but playing 3 is pretty much a must. Other than that, the non-Dank Magicians, 2 of his counterpart, I had it at 1. I like it at 2. If you activate a spell or trap during your opponent's turn, you can bring him out from your hand, which is pretty cool, actually. And then if you activate a spell or trap while he's already on the field, you can bring out a Dank Magician from your grave. To support your Dank Magician, we play 3 waifus. You can bring this card out by just ditching a card, which is great. You can put stuff in the grave with this, which you'll see in a minute for the engine I run. And when it's brought out, you can search a Dark Magician, which is awesome. That is not once per turn. And then it's kind of like an honest in the fact where if another Dark Spellcatcher monster battles, you can send it from your hand or field to boost your monster's attack by 2,000. Pretty good. And, waifu likes the rod, so we gotta play the rod. 3 rod, if you normal it, you can search any of the spell and traps that list Dark Magician, so pretty much your search monster. And then if it is in the grave, when you activate a spell or trap card, you can tribute a spellcatcher monster and add it to your hand. The only downside with that is you can only do that during your opponent's turn, so just watch out for that. 2 Veilers to help with some hand traps, also spellcaster, and it is a tuner, so you can make some level 8s with Dark Magician for the synchro. 1 Fairy Lily, this is kind of like my tech card of choice. It is a spellcaster. It's not dark, which is the only downside, but just, beats over stuff, so why not play it? I'm trying out this 1 Ranru. He is a dragon, so you can do some of the fusion monster plays with him, depending on what you play. And if you control a spellcaster, you can bring him out for free. So, pretty nice. 2 of the Prankatops. If I had more money in this game, I would trade these out for a Thanos dragon. These are still pretty good, though. They are 7s, so you can do some plays with that. And you can just bring them out for free and then tribute them and pop a card. So really good removal. The Orcus engine also helps in this deck pretty well. You pretty much want to get them in the grave right away, and so using your waifu helps with that. You can banish Harpoor from your grave to special summon a Orcus monster from your deck. Grasp on board, you can banish it to bring out Orcus from your hand. And Nightmare just puts stuff more in the grave. And it is a dark level 7. So pretty good in that, and it just has a nice 2,000 defense. So that's it for the monsters. As for spells, 3 circles. This card is kind of like the standard. It might even be the best card in a Dark Magician deck. It allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you have a Dark Magician, you can add to your hand. Otherwise, you have to add a spell or trap card that lists Dark Magician in its text, which is good. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out, but the effect and why it's so good on the field, because it's a continuous spell, is that when you bring out Dark Magician, you can banish a card on the field. Awesome. Before the new support kicks in, I play 2 Eye of the Timaeus. If I have the Secrets of Dark Magic, I would definitely play that over this because that also gives you the opportunity to play the Ritual Dark Magician. This just gets your fusion monsters on the field. 1,000 Knives, 1 Dark Magic attack. These are searchable with your Eternal Soul, which I'll get to in just a moment. This pops a monster. This blows up all back row. So this one's kind of the more favored one, but they're just nice to have, and like I said, you can search them. 1 Illusion Magic, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Monster Reborn. Gotta play Monster Reborn because this is a Yugi deck, and, I don't really play Monster Reborn. It's actually the only copy I could find that I have. So, being able to bring back any monsters, totally awesome. Instant Fusion I mainly use to bring out Thousand Eyes Restrict, because it is a dark spellcaster and it can steal monsters, so that's pretty good there. Illusion Magic, I consider running more. I just don't consider it that good right now. Essentially, you tribute a spellcaster, and you can search up to 2 Dark Magicians from your deck and graveyard and put them in your hand. It sounds like a good card, and I feel like it's a good card, but it doesn't really do much to really advance your board game. That's kind of why I don't really like it. If you do get ashed with Magician's Rod, let's say, you can always play this, and that way you can still use the rod for something, I suppose. And 3, Orchestrated Return, just for the draw power. As for traps, 3, Navigation. This is another really good card in this deck. If you have a Dark Magician in your hand, you can special it, and then you can special summon a level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster. So you have a couple different options there. I usually bring out his counterpart. Sometimes, if you want to search again, you can bring out the waifu. And the card's better effect, in my opinion, is that after the turn you use it, and if you control Dark Magician, which is the only downside really, you can banish this to negate an opponent's spell or trap. So whatever they do, you don't like it, use this, and Dark Magician just says, deal with it. Lastly, in the main deck, 2 Eternal Souls. This card I'm thinking about putting back up to 3. It's just a really good card. It makes your Dark Magician monsters unaffected by anything your opponent has, which is really cool. And when you activate it, you can search those dark magic attacks and Thousand Knives, or you can bring out Dark Magician from hand or grave. So it really gets rid of the problem with Dark Magician being dead in your hand. And if it's in the grave, you can just keep bringing it back over and over, and really combos well with Dark Magic Circle. That's it for the main deck. I can't really play this card. I mean, you can with Eye of Demise. It works, but it's not really legal. This is the Buster Blader monster, the Paladin. I believe it negates spells. I think you pay like 1,000 life points. This is the main one. Eventually, when I'm hoping to get the 2 Dark Magicians, or maybe even the Dark Magician Girl dragon, I would play it. I'm thinking about it. Not really sure yet. I don't really play Dark Magician Girl because until the rank 6, the Magi Girl, comes to the TCG, I don't really see it working in my favor. It is a really powerful card. Don't know if it'll come, but hopefully it will, because I would love to join it to this extra deck lineup. This mainly just works as a Dark Magician pseudo target. His name just becomes that, and this makes your back row impossible to destroy from your opponent. So if you have this out and you have like Dark Magic Circle and Eternal Soul, it's pretty much GG from there. The last fusion is, like I said, Thousand Knives trick from earlier, just being able to steal monsters, and it being a spellcaster is really nice. So even if it's dead, it won't sit there on the field. You can most likely link off of it. As for the rank 7s, Ebon Illusion Magician is the best one to play. Another good one is Big Eye, because Big Eye is also a spellcaster, which I think a lot of people forget about. Big Eye steals monsters. Ebon Illusion mainly lets you banish more things. And if Magic Girl does come in, his value will dramatically increase, because you can just slap him on top of rank 6 spellcasters. Also like Norita the Mortal Leader, I believe. Flare Metal is also a good target, especially when you're pushing for game, or even when you go into time, because this deck just likes to control, and when you bring this guy out, it just sits there. Your opponent really can't get over it. Draco Sack's another nice thing. It's good for removal. The tokens are nice too. And then for the 4 Horsemen of Yu-Gi-Oh!, in my opinion, Castell, Arlan Draco, Cowboy, and Dweller. And last but not least, the Lynx, Witch. Like I said, the spellcaster really comes in handy. Unicorn, I mainly just use it because it's a Link 3, so it just increases your strategy, and it gets rid of problematic cards. Borlo to just furthermore push for game. And the last but not least card in your extra deck is Scarlight Squad. And you can make it, so why not play it? Thank you guys for watching. Oh no! They found me! Ah!